is Las Vegas Vantage with your host, Rocky Dickerson.
Hi, welcome to Las Vegas Vantage. I'm Rocky Dickerson of Realty One Group. Here on Las Vegas Vantage, yes, we will talk about real estate here in Las Vegas, but more importantly, we're going to be talking about the community, the people that make this community a great place to live. And today, we have one of my favorite people here, Danny Darnell. Danny, thank you for being here with us today.
You're welcome, buddy. I'm happy to be here.
So there's one thing that a lot of folks that know and love Danny know, and that's the fact that he's from Eastern Oklahoma. He happens to be a huge fan of Oklahoma State University.
Go Pokes.
There you go. In fact, if you see him and he's not wearing orange, something's wrong. So, Danny, we're so pleased to have you here. Now, Danny has an unusual career. Danny works as a concierge driver. Danny, can you tell us in a nutshell what that's about?
It's just about, it started out as being an Uber driver, but then a lot of people were asking me to drive for them. And that's not something you can do through Uber. You can't ask for somebody specifically. So just my network that I have, everybody started calling me and I realized, oh, here's a business opportunity. And so now people just call and text me whenever they're either visiting Las Vegas or they live here in Las Vegas and need a ride somewhere. They text me and call me. It keeps me on my toes all the time.
Gotcha. So now, is this like a specialized service, or are you dealing with like celebrities or politicians, or are you dealing with ordinary people? What are your clients like?
It's sort of the full range of people. I have everywhere from the common people, if you want to call them that. I don't want to degrade them in any way, but the common people all the way up to the dignitaries. I've had governors and secretaries of state like that have all visited, that I've driven for and done different events for. So it's just I have a broad network of contacts. So it's whoever needs a ride, they know I drive and know my way around Las Vegas. So they call and say, hey, I need a ride from here to there.
Gotcha. Now I've heard, and I don't know if this is true, that I guess there's a certain segment of your clientele that you get a lot of folks that are elderly. Is that correct?
Yeah. I have ever since I moved to Las Vegas, I have a hair salon here that I've been getting my hair cut. And in fact, this afternoon, I'm going to get my hair cut there. And as a result, I've gotten to know all the hairdressers, and it's been here. It's been a long established place, 60, 70, 80 years that it's been here. So they have an older clientele, and all the hairdressers know me and know what I do, and they trust me. So they've recommended me their clients. So it's opened up this whole market that I would not have ever thought of.
Well, that's great. So I got to imagine with the kind of service you have, you kind of get to know some of your people that are regular clientele. Would that be right?
I do. Yeah. I mean, it's a common thing, that I think the older generation, when they have someone younger that comes in, even if I'm just picking up, they'll say, hey, can you help me with my computer? My faucet's leaking in the house or whatever. So you begin to walk beyond the front door into their house to help them with things. And so you begin to develop relationships with them, which I love doing with that segment of the population, just the wisdom they have to give. And so I help them out as much as I can in any way I can.
Well, that's great. I guess you must almost kind of become a member of their family then.
I do, actually. Yeah. I mean, I just have one of my clients, just unfortunately last year, she passed away. I'd been with her for 4 years taking care of her. And after her husband passed away, all of the rest of her family do not live in state. And so I was the one helping her with everything. And her family always told me, they said she wouldn't be able to continue to live here in Las Vegas if it wasn't for you being here and just to taking care of her. And that was such a heartwarming thing that I was able to be there for the family, to be their eyes and ears every day for her.
Well, that's great. Now, you know what I found is that oftentimes when we're riding in a car and we're just the passenger, this is kind of a time where it's almost like we're more intimate. We're more of our real selves as opposed to what we may project out in public. I'm assuming you probably see some of that with the clients that you drive around town. Would that be right?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, you see those taxi cab confessionals, all those kind of shows like that, because it's amazing how I'm just like a non-person to not obviously not my clients that I have on a regular basis, but to newer clients or newer people, or when I drive for Uber, I'm just kind of an anonymous person, and it's amazing to be able to see what they see. I can see behind the curtain. It's like the wizard behind the curtain. If you know these people from the stage or from wherever they perform,
Sure.
And then to be able to see them in my car, it's an incredible experience to see that.
Well, that's great. That's great. So, Danny, I got to say, I mean, hey, if you're doing all this driving around Las Vegas, you got to know a lot of things about Vegas. You got to see a lot of things about Vegas. So let's get a little bit personal here.
Okay.
What is your favorite story of your, say, only in Las Vegas moment that you've seen personally?
Well, that's one thing about driving, especially in Las Vegas. Everybody's like, oh, I can imagine you have stories to tell. Oh, my gosh, But overall, like I said, people are just regular people in the car. And one of the things I saw, it was actually during the pandemic that I was driving, that it made me chuckle, but it tugged at my heartstrings too. I remember driving by one of the strip clubs, and on the billboard, it said, "Pray for us." And it wasn't anything cheeky or anything like that. It was there being real people. We have real people with real jobs. And during this pandemic, we don't have jobs. So just pray for us to be able to make ends meet, however it is, but there was nothing cheeky about it. It was real. You got to see the real people. And with strip clubs, a lot of people don't think of them, unfortunately, as real people. So you got to see their heart of saying, hey, just pray for us as we figure this out.
Sure. So, is there anything about Las Vegas that caught you by surprise? I mean, here you are coming out from Eastern Oklahoma. When you moved here, was there anything that you weren't quite expecting that you found about Las Vegas?
Well, everybody outside of Las Vegas has their own ideas of what it is. And fortunately, within a week of being here, because of what I did in Oklahoma, I looked for a church, and I found a church here in Las Vegas. So the surprising thing for Las Vegas that a lot of people don't realize is that we do have a small town atmosphere too. It's not all about the strip and the glitz and the glamour. There are regular people living regular lives, going to church on Sunday, going to work on Monday morning at regular jobs, not related to the strip. And so I just enjoy the small town feel that you're able to have, even in a place like Las Vegas.
Sure. Well, how about this, Danny? What are your kind of secrets about Las Vegas? The things that maybe a lot of people aren't aware of that they should really experience here in this town. What are some of your favorites?
That's a question I get all the time as I drive people around, and I'm able to see the common drop spots for everybody, that they want to see and do that. So I have my big ones I share with people, go see the Bellagio fountains, go see inside Caesars, go see inside Bellagio, go up to the Stratosphere and see that. But one thing that everybody always wants to get is a picture at the Las Vegas sign if it's their first time to be here. So I'm like, okay, let's go. And I will drive them to the Las Vegas sign. And if you've been there, you can see it's a long snaking line down the sidewalk. And they're like, oh, I don't want to wait in the heat for that long or whatever. Like, hey, just wait just a second. And I tell them that that's just a line that's waiting for a direct front of it. But then I walk them around, take it from the side. I can get the picture with nobody else in it, as if they're the only person at the sign. We're in there and out of there, in 3 minutes. They're like, oh my gosh, that was so wonderful. So it's great to see people's, oh no. And then to see, oh, okay, it was done. So that's my little secret that I like to do. Just walk to the side. You can get just as great of a picture at the sign.
Well, now, do you have any particular favorite restaurants here in Las Vegas that our viewers may enjoy?
Again, that's a question I'm never asked, about the restaurants that I have. But of course, everyone who knows me beyond the orange also knows that one of my top places I always tell people about is Nacho Daddy. It's my common place. If you're going to visit Las Vegas and visit me especially, I will take you to one of the Nacho Daddy locations. My favorite is the one downtown. And then ironically, also downtown on Fremont Street is my high-end restaurant that I go, and it's called Andiamo's Italian Steakhouse inside the D Hotel. It's where you will always take me for my birthday. If you ask to take me for my birthday, it's where I go all the time. It's my top-notch restaurant.
Very nice. Well, gosh, Danny, we certainly do appreciate your taking the time to be with us here today. If someone wanted to take advantage of your services and hire you, how would they go about reaching you?
It's just my phone number. The people are able to just reach me on my phone number. And that number is area code 405, because it's still Oklahoma. So I got my Oklahoma number. It's area code 405-269-4639. 742-682-4311, and just a call or a text. And I can, if I'm opening in my schedule, I'll be happy to pick you up for wherever you need to go.
That's great. Well, Danny, thanks again for being with us.
You're so welcome, Rocky.
And thanks to everyone that's watching here today to Las Vegas Vantage. As always, we appreciate your tuning in each and every week. And if you are looking to sell or buy real estate here in Las Vegas, please give me a call. I would love to give you superior service. Rocky Dickerson at 702-743-7625. Email Rocky at rockysalesvegas.com. And please subscribe to my video channel.